everyone, today's video is going to be a tutorial on how to do an easy at-home blowout. You can wear this style down the middle, to the left, to the right, however you decide to style and wear your hair, but the most important thing is the actual techniques that I'll be showing you. Whether you want a more voluminous and bouncy blowout or you prefer something more sleek and smooth, I'll be showing you two different ways so you can go ahead and tweak it according to whichever look you're going for. So let's get right to it. I'm actually starting with dry hair. Yes, this is 100% next day dry hair, which I'm just going to go ahead and comb through. This is actually going to make the process a lot quicker because it is dry. All we need to do is polish, smooth, and volumize or sleek down the hair. So here I'm taking the Not Your Mother's in a Heartbeat Blowdry Accelerator. Obviously my hair is dry, so it is going to be quick, but this product also has heat protectant in it, which is the main reason why I am using it. So I'm going to spray this all over my hair and comb it through. Next, we're going to go ahead and part our hair, starting with the top front mohawk section. If you're not sure how wide this part should be, just go ahead and guide yourself with whichever brush you're going to be using. The width of your section should not be wider than your brush because then you're going to have hair falling out of opposite sides and it's just going to be a hot mess. So yeah, just make sure it's either the same or smaller than your brush, and then go ahead and clip up this section. I'm going to show you the back of my head so you can see how far back I went, just pretty much to about the crown. Then to clip away the sides, I like to use my brush and actually brush it down vertically, horizontally, yeah, vertically, and then that's going to give me the perfect width, and then whatever the brush grabs is what I'm going to clip away, and then I do that on this side, and I'll show you again on the opposite side. So I use the brush to just comb my hair, and whatever the brush picks up is going to be the size of the section. Make sure it is nice and clean. You have nice and clean partings because this is going to make your life a heck of a lot easier, especially if you're blow drying your own hair, which I'm pretty sure you are. So for the actual crown area, I like to take a thin section from side to side, and this is going to just help ensure that we have a small section to work with and we get a nice and smooth polished outcome here, because this is the hardest area, at least in my opinion, to get really nice and sleek and get that frizz out of the hair. So yeah, that section's going to be small, and then the remaining hair that we have left in the back, I'm going to split in half, and we're going to do one side first and then the other side. Okay, so that first section that we're going to actually be working with, I'm going to go ahead and split this in half because it is way too big for me to be able to blow dry evenly. So I'm going to take half of it, twist it up. I like to do my sections, if you notice, when I clip them in like a spiral, just so that it stays clean and out of the way while it's clipped and it doesn't interfere with our blow dry later, because to me that's one of my biggest pet peeves when blow drying. So before we actually start blow drying, I want to show you what I'm going to be using in my roots, which is this Guts 10 Volumizing Spray Mousse by Redken. This is because I do want my roots to have more volume, but if you're going for more of a sleek and frizz-free look, skip the mousse and volumizers and just use something that's going to smooth down your hair. This Frizz Dismith Serum by Redken is also awesome, and I use it a ton. So I am taking the spray mousse and I'm only going to apply this to the roots. It's not going to make my hair hard or crunchy or anything because it is a medium hold mousse. So you can use any medium or light hold mousse that you have, and it's just going to give you a nice lift at the root but not make your hair gunky or crunchy or anything. So once we do that, comb it through, get the brush ready, and we're actually going to start blow drying. So I like to just make sure you have good control of the hair and you don't have it flying everywhere. So I'm going to blow dry one side, let it go, reposition the brush, then blow dry the back side, reposition the brush, and go back to the front so you make sure you are polishing nice and evenly. You don't have to worry about actually drying the hair because of course my hair is dry. But the main thing we're trying to do here is really heat up the brush and get it to polish the hair. I do have to say, I don't know if this will work with like a boar bristled brush. If you notice, I am using a ceramic brush. So what's going to happen is the ceramic is going to heat up, and then that in turn is going to polish my hair. If you're not using a ceramic brush, I have not personally tried it. You can go ahead and give it a try, but I'm not sure if it's going to give you the same polished, sleek, and shiny result as I am getting. You can always iron your hair, but you're definitely not going to get this much volume out of an iron. I don't know, it just doesn't look the same. I personally prefer to do this, and I feel like it is less heat damage towards your hair. Just making sure you keep good control of that hair and take small sections that you know you can manage. At the end of the day, you do not need to get frustrated because your hair isn't wet. Your hair is dry, so you're really just polishing the hair. You don't have to really spend more than a minute or two on each section. This shouldn't take no more than 10 to 15 minutes depending on the length and density of your hair. Once I get to the front, I'm following the same steps. Just make sure like the direction of the brush is up and out if you're going for volume. If you're not going for a volume look, you're just going to blow dry your hair going down. That would basically be the only difference, and you won't be using anything for your roots, any root lifter, any mousse. No volume means skip the mousse, skip any elevation with your brush, and just sleek down your hair. Blow dry it going downwards rather than upwards. I do want to note that I spray section by section rather than my whole head with the mousse, because it does bring moisture to the roots and then it'll immediately dry, but it's drying as you're blow drying and locking in that volume. So I do like to spray section by section, one at a time. So once we get to the top, I'm going to make sure that I am taking a section that isn't too thick so that I can really polish the crap out of it, because this is the most important sections of our hair. Then the rest of the section, make sure you clip it away so it doesn't get in your way and it doesn't frustrate you or become a mess or anything. Look at those ends, how crazy they are. So with the top section, I like to blow dry it from the back and the front, going up and out. If you're going for a sleek look, you can actually still do this up and out motion, because what's going to happen is you're going to get that nice flip in the top layers of your hair. So essentially you wouldn't get that much volume if you don't use the mousse, because there's nothing really holding that volume there. But you are going to get the nice directional falling of the hair into like a swoosh. I don't know, that's what I call it, but it just falls pretty. So I'm going to repeat the same thing with the next section, working my way towards the front, making sure to really polish those ends nicely and get the direction that we want. So once I get to the very front, I'm going to clip back my hair, but you see how I'm doing it very loosely. This is so my roots can set with that nice fluffy volume at the top, and I'm not weighing anything down while it cools off. So with the front section, I am going to get two very thin sections. The smaller the section, the better your polishing is going to be, pretty much. And I really want the front to be as close to perfect as possible. So what I'm going to do is only once go underhand with it and just make sure I get the roots really, really good. And then I'm going to go with an overhand technique and really just blow dry the hair going up and out, and just keep polishing and polishing and polishing in the same direction. So then that last remaining section, I'm going to do the same thing. Just hit it once with the underhand. Make sure I get those roots really tight and straight. And then I'm going to go overhand, up and out, and just polish the crap out of my hair here. If you need to go slow, go ahead. This is pretty much the money piece. You want this piece to come out golden. So I'm going to hit that a couple of times, making sure I really penetrate that heat through my ends, especially because it is where you want it to get the best shape and bend to it. And then I'm going to combine it with that front piece and really continue polishing and molding. So then here is where you're going to actually put it towards a direction wherever you want, whether it's to the left or to the right. Me, I personally like it to have more of a natural fall, so I just let it go wherever it wants to be towards the middle. You see, it's not a perfect middle part, but for me, that's fine. And then the remainder of my hair, I'm going to let it go and just rake it going backwards, let it do its thing, and have a nice natural part down the middle. And now you see that nice fluffy bounce that you have. I like to finish off with a serum always, or a hair oil. I'm going to use that Redken Frizz Dismiss just so that I can lock out the frizz, give my hair some shine, and it's actually a mix of a bunch of good beneficial oils for your hair. So I do like to use this oil pretty often. So I'm just going to rake that through my hair, focusing it mainly on my ends, and once there's not much left on my hands, then I will put the remainder through the rest of my hair. If you want more volume, go ahead and do a nice hair flip, whatever it is you need to get that va-va-voom. And that's about it. I really hope you picked up some good tips and tricks and guys learned something new in this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you all go, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.